Hello and welcome to another yes or no pick a card reading. Today we have 4 piles. We have pile 1. This is Collaborative Dreaming 28. Pile 2, Going Beyond Normal, number 14. Number 3, Inspiration. Number 4, Beyond the Mind, the Heart Beats, 21. So take your time and see which of the cards you're drawn to. And when you're ready, check out the timestamps below and I'll see you at your reading. Hello Pile 1, welcome to your reading. So we're going to start by picking the main theme card. So we're going to ask Spirit for some clear and concise messages to answer the yes or no question for Pile 1. We have Collaborative Dreaming 28. Release. Throne. Your potential is endless. 45. So the energy that I'm seeing for this pile is that the decision you're trying to make is about leaving something behind to do something new. And this new thing that you want to do is something that will empower and uplift you, maybe your community as well, with the collaborative dreaming, which is about working with people, which is about working with like-minded people to build something bigger and better than yourself. Now, this can be a new job, this can be moving to make friends, this can be anything where you're working with groups of people to do something. This can be anything, but the main energy I'm getting here are groups of people working with others to build something. This could be creative too. I'm just seeing we have lots of people here with the collaborative dreaming and the throne card. So there's a wider community with this question, or the energy I'm getting with this question. Either the decision affects a lot of people, or it's moving and releasing something from your life so that you can meet other people, work with other people, grow a community. So that's the energy that I'm seeing with this question. And if that matches your yes or no question, then this is your pile. And before we get started with the yes or no, I just wanted to let you all know that when I set the intentions for these readings, I have it that the yes is a positive. So if you phrase your question so that knows the positive, just keep that in mind throughout the reading, or give the video a quick pause and reframe the question. That's how I'm going to be focusing my energy on these readings. We're going to start by pulling the yes or the no, so make sure you have your question in mind. get a yes or no answer for pile 1. We have to great success. So that is a huge yes. That this question is something that will be successful. It'll help you reach your potential. This is something that is going to go above and beyond what you had hoped. This is a massive and huge yes if you pick this pile. And now we're going to pick the timing cards. How I do this is I lay 3 face down, and then you pick the one that you're drawn to. Oh, and that's 3. So if you need more time, feel free to pause the video. Otherwise, we're going to start with this one. Around the holidays. So this can be any holiday. The timing is uncertain. So if you picked pile 2 for the timing cards, then timing isn't quite set yet. There could be other things going on. This could be up to other group members. There could be someone else who needs to make a decision first. Maybe there's somebody else or a group that has to make a decision about this. But it's a yes, it's just the timing is a little bit up in the air for you. Okay, so pile 3. In the spring. So this is a timeless reading, so that's in the spring whenever you're watching it. When I'm filming it, it is in July, so that's quite a ways away for my hemisphere. So now we're going to get some information on the outcome and pull some advice so that we can make sure this yes works out as good as possible for you guys. Okay, so let's get some information on what the outcome is going to be like. 26, great big love. Ambition, 38. Alliance, 20. Yeah, I could already tell with the energy that there's some kind of merger or connection or group work going on with this. Letter, 27. Oh, this is interesting. We have 26, 27, 28. There's this really fun progression with the numbers. Just going to do that again because that was way too fast. The Queen of Cups reversed. And this one's sideways. Judgment. Okay, so there's someone that has to make a decision here. With the Queen of Cups reversed and the Judgment kind of sideways, there's some decision or some commitment or some epiphany that has to happen. And I feel like that's just the releasing the old and maybe feeling safe in committing to whatever this decision is, whatever this dream that you have. I'm also seeing if it's a creative project, it's something that's very close to your heart. This is something that you feel very passionate about. And it may be hard for you to kind of put it out in the world because you don't want other people to judge it. If you are waiting on someone to make a decision, to sign off on this, to agree to do this with you, whatever that may mean, if you're waiting on a message, then it's coming and it's going to be amazing. We have the Alliance and the letter telling me a message might be coming if you're waiting on that. And I feel like some of you are, especially with the Queen of Cups reversed and the Judgment here as well. So we have 7 of Gems, achievement, and 13 death, let go. So I take the death to go with the release card, that this is something that's, there's something that's having a natural ending. You're both scared but accepting of this ending. And something you need to realize with this pile, if you pick this pile, it's that it's almost like you can't control how this progresses or how it ends. I'm wondering if this was a natural ending of some sort for a lot of you, like, needing to find a new job or applying to a school or something, and that you've done a lot of work to build up to it with the 7 of Gems, and now this ending is just happening. So it's almost like, yes, you may be waiting for somebody to contact you, make a decision. Like maybe you're insecure about waiting on this decision. Like you're worried it won't go through, or you're worried that someone will back out. And what I'm seeing is that you put the work in already for the situation, and the ending is just going to happen. It's the image I'm getting is like a boulder that you've already shoved it off the cliff and it's already rolling. It just has to reach the bottom. It just has to culminate, to change. It's happening. It just hasn't quite hit the bottom yet, is what I'm seeing. And there's nothing really you can do at this point to influence it, because it's happening and you've put all the work in already. And this is a good ending with the Death card here. This isn't anything negative. It's something that you may be sad to see go, but you understand why it has to be released. Ace of Clouds, new ideas. And that just brings me right back that I feel like you had so much say in whether this did or did not happen. And the back of the deck is community, 3 of raindrops. So you had a lot of say in this. So maybe you had the idea to start it, or you did the work to make it happen. Like if this was a new school or a new job, you applied to it, that sort of thing. You were the mastermind of this. You had the idea, you put in the work, you put in the effort. And now it's like you're at that point, that crucial waiting moment where you don't know if it's going to be a yes or a no, but the situation has already started moving and it's progressing. You just haven't seen it yet. And I know I kind of skimmed over romance questions so far, but if you picked a romance question, the Great Big Love here is a huge confirmation that this relationship, if this is a relationship question, is going to be amazing. It's going to be a lot of passion, a lot of deep love for each other. The Great Big Love is about unconditional love. Love where there are no conditions to it. There's no expectations to it. For this deck, this is the soulmate card. And if it's not a relationship reading, this just symbolizes that you get the outcome that you wanted. This is the card about being satisfied with the outcome and just being able to rest in the outcome and feel that joy of success that you did it. This is something that you are passionate about and you will be extremely excited to move forward with. And we're going to pull some advice cards for you. And we have Silence, which is 17. I believe that's the this is too many cards, so again, so many cards coming up for you. Okay. And we did have a flyer, Guidance, 3 of Pentacles, which again, the 3 of Pentacles is about working with a community. 3s are all about communities. And then Rebirth. And I feel like this just goes with the Release and the Death card. And this is a beautiful message with the Silence, Rebirth, and Guidance. Actually, I'm going to move these because they came out like this, and I feel like it really fits the message that I'm getting. You already know this. None of this is new to you. If you pick this pile, I feel like This is all just confirming what you know. We're seeing with your advice here that this change, you know it's inevitable. The Silence card is the Moon card in this deck. Although with this deck, the meanings are pretty different than traditional tarot. But the Silence card is the Moon card. And I'm seeing that deep down, you already know that this change is coming, that this ending is here. There may be some insecurity about making the decision to take this, to do this, especially if you haven't made the final like commitment to this with the Ace of Clouds. Like if you haven't made that final power move that will set the ball rolling. But I'm seeing with the Rebirth that this is going to be a fundamental change for you. It's going to be something that's going to be greater than what you envisioned. Like it's a step up. There's with the Rebirth card, that's an elevation of your situation, whatever that is. And I feel like deep down your intuition has been telling you this and guiding you here. And there's a need to follow your intuition and follow your gut with the Silence card, because whatever this is that's coming is going to be an elevation, an uplifting, something greater than what you're currently doing. And it's going to be so good for you. And I can see that with the release and the death and the rebirth. These are all positive changes. Like these are changes so that you can grow. And I'm seeing here, I just want to call this out. This child is playing a flute and Judgment is playing this trumpet. So I feel like they're just nodding at each other, that you're being called to do this, whatever this is, whatever this question is. Like there's a deep inner calling, I feel like, deep inside of you to do this. And there's just that one power move that you have to make or did already make. And depending on where you are with that, the ball's already moving down the hill, or you just have to give it a little push off. And it wouldn't even be a hard push. I feel like if you haven't made that power move, the ball is just teetering at the hill waiting to fall. And I feel like some of you, if you don't make that move, gravity will do it for you, sort of thing. Because there's so much work and effort already put in here. And this situation is one that you're likely looking at what you've done and what has come from it, deciding if that is something you want in your life. We're going to finish the reading with some tea leaf cards. Opportunities are waiting for you. The door. In June, so something may have happened in June, or that could be someone born in June. We also have August pop up. So I feel like June to August is a crucial time for the people who picked this question. Sorry about the layout change. I went to get your other card off the floor and I saw like my camera screen and it was just really like all bunched together. So the goal is to do the other piles more spread out. Okay, so needle and thread, a sincere wish will be granted. Yeah, so this is just confirming that this situation will be a yes and that this new opportunity will be amazing. We have shark. Take care or there will be a loss of material wealth. And the shark to me doesn't have to be money issues. It can just be, there could be things that you're not seeing with this situation. Like the shark kind of swims in the deep of the ocean. So I take it more as there are unseen things happening, good or bad, they're just unseen. And I feel like this goes back to that letter or that communication or that decision that I was sensing earlier about waiting for someone, if that applies to you with this question. I feel like that's what that's kind of referring to. Wall, misunderstandings. Yes, right on the Queen of Cups and the Judgment. So if that resonates with anyone, maybe there's someone that you think that they're not going to want to do this with you, or they're going to want to not be with you, or something along those lines. They're saying that feeling of doubt or of worry, that's all based on a misunderstanding. And the reality is that this person cares for you deeply, and that they are going to make up their mind if that person agrees with you and supports you in this. And right here, protection from a powerful friend, dog. Yeah, so I feel like there are people who are watching this video who are waiting on a friend or someone to make up a decision, to make up their mind and work with them or help them or commit to them, or like there's something about someone needing to make a decision for some of you. Not all of you, but for some of you. And that's coming up here as well too. So that's what I see for you guys. Please let me know in the comments below what you did and did not like, what resonated. I love hearing from you guys. And thank you for watching. Hello Pile 2, welcome to your reading. So we're going to start this by pulling the main theme card for your yes or no question. But before I get started, I just wanted to let you know that how I move through the reading is that I see the yes as a positive. I just wanted to let you all know, in case that you have a question where the no is a positive, just to be aware that that's how I'm going to read this reading. If you need to take some time to rephrase your question, just give the video a pause. So we're going to ask Spirit for some clear and concise messages to answer the yes or no question for Pile 2. Okay, so that was fast. We have going beyond normal, 14. That was fast, but we'll take it. We have the Sage. Homeward, take yourself out on a date. Okay, so the energy I'm getting from this question is that this is something that you're thinking long and hard about. It's something that you've probably kept in your head and haven't really expressed outwardly yet. And I'm seeing it's something that is different than what you've always done or people expect you to do. It's a mind shift change, but it's also a change in how you would live your daily life. And I'm seeing there's been a lot of thought and a lot of care put into this question. And I feel like these two cards, they seem very similar to me, with the clock on his forehead, and then we have the X, and then we have the moon and the light bulb. So I feel like there's a lot of higher thinking and deeper thinking and perspective changes in this question. So this question, the energy of this question is rethinking something that maybe you've done in the past. I'm seeing that this yes or no question could be a deviation from, how you live your life or something that you've done for a while. This is something that you're relying on your gut instincts and your intuition and synchronicities and things like that to help you solve. We see here with the bird too, it's almost like she's waiting for a sign, like to see a bird. And that could be a sign for you to the birds. I felt called out to say that. So maybe seeing birds is something that you take as signs. But that's just the message I'm getting about the energy of this question. So if your yes or no question fits that energy, then this is the pile for you. And we're going to pull the yes or the no card. It's got a clear and concise message for pile 2's yes or no question. And we have two answers for this pile. So you can see which of these two that you're drawn to. Okay, we have this one, adequately. So this is a yes, but it's like what you expected or wanted to get out of it. So it's still a really good answer. And then we have this one, missed your chance. And that's a no. Maybe you stayed in your head too long. Now, the thing with a yes and a no answer is that things can always change. Nothing is ever set in stone. So just keep that in mind as we go through the reading. I'm going to pull an outcome and then some advice to see what's going to happen with the situation. But first, we're going to pull the timing cards. How I do this is I lay out 3 piles, and then you pick the one that you're drawn to. If you need more time, feel free to pause the video before you pick. And we'll start with this one, although I know a few of them jumped face up. Sooner than expected. So if you have a timeline for this, or, then it's going to happen faster than that. Okay, this one. Don't force the situation. So it's not really giving you a time. It's just saying that there's not much you can do, or you're being advised to not brute force it, to let divine timing kind of play a part. And then pile 3, 6 months from now. And I'm also getting the message that all 3 of these may work together for this pile. That this is a situation that it's a very mental question for some of you who picked this pile, and it's something that you really can't speed up. It's going to happen as it's supposed to happen, which will be sooner than you expected, but there's nothing you can really do to, like, you can't go out and buy something and make it faster. Like, you can't speed up divine timing. In perfect harmony, 11. So that's a master number as your outcome. Communion, 23. Oh, you have 2 of those. The Cross, 36. And the Tower, 19. I don't want the cards to be cut out. Five of Cups, reversed. Ten of Pentacles, reversed. Okay. The message I'm seeing here isn't necessarily a positive message, but it's a very important one. It's not negative either. It's just the outcome I'm seeing is that things are going to make sense. And I think that's where the importance is. Like, that's where I'm being directed to, is that this will make sense. And I'm also getting religion appearing in this reading as well. So I'm wondering if there's someone who that's relevant for. With the Cross and the Tower, this could be like a religious building. It could also be, important signs, like big signs, because the Cross can be a spiritual card, and the Tower is about big, imposing things. It can also be withdrawing into oneself to work on their spirituality. But the strong feeling I'm getting through this reading is this is about deep thought, introspection, something very important to who you are. Not for everybody, but that's one message that's coming very, very strongly. And to listen for signs, like imperfect harmony and communion really gives me this. The message I was getting was communion with the divine. And I feel like something's going to make sense sooner than expected, but I think it'll be a bit of time until this makes sense. And along with this comes the accepting that this situation might never be what you want it to be. And I think that's where the adequately comes in, that this situation, it can be good for you, right? It can be a good situation, a good positive outcome. Although I don't think it will be for most people. I feel like this is something that there's some radical acceptance going on with this question. And I feel like there's some deep lessons being learned here. And I think the importance keeps being brought up, that things are going to make sense and you will accept the reality of the situation, whatever that is for you. And I'm sorry that's not a more positive outcome. That's just the message that I'm getting. Especially too, like just so much deep inner wisdom and spirituality being as the undercurrents of this reading. I'm not really getting like this is career or work or school or relationships. Like the main message I'm getting is just that deep undercurrent. This could be anything with the general reading. Six of Raindrops, memories. Seven of Lightning, defense. Sorry, there's something on this card. So what I'm seeing here is that you can't really control what happened. You can't control the past with the Six of Raindrops. What you can control is your reaction to it. You can decide if you want to keep doing what you've always been doing and get the same results. You can control if something is worth staying in your life. You can control how you perceive your memories. You can control who you keep in your life. Are your friends and family and old relationship, are they worth keeping in your life? Like, are they treating you well? What I'm seeing here is you can't control what other people do or what has happened, but you can control your reaction to that. And we're going to pull some advice cards for you. Experiencing, celebration, and harmony. Okay, these cards are beautiful. We have the card of just experiencing life for what life is and finding enjoyment in the experiences of it. And then we have celebration, which is just about finding the joy in life, just seeing life as a joyful experience, which to me, these are similar cards. Experiencing is also about doing things just because you can, just because the experience would be an amazing memory. And celebration is just about doing what makes you happy. So I take these cards to mean that you need to do things and make decisions and live life so that you do things that make you happy and you do things to experience them. So if there's something you've been putting off doing and that's where you're at with this question, the advice is saying just to go after that experience. Do what would make you happy. Do what would make your life adventurous. Do the things you've always wanted to do and just experience life and be happy and find joy in every choice and decision and action you take. The Ten of Harmony just tells me that this is your key to making all of this make sense. The Harmony card is the Ten of Cups. It's about your inner wants and needs and just being receptive to what is good for you, what is best for you, what makes you happy, and being open with people and expressing yourself to other people. And I'm seeing that through living a life where you feel free to experience new things and to express joy and show your emotions and to other people, to show your emotions to other people and be open to other people and be open to love and experiences. That's where you will find the answers to this question. That's where you'll become more in tune with yourself. And I feel like that's going to really calm the mind. Like it'll help make whatever this is make sense, because we have the forehead, third eye being referenced, and then we have it being referenced here as well. And dolphins also, I mean, this is an aside, but I'm saying it because I thought about it. They use echolocation, right? Which is a type of sound wave. And then we have the sound waves here as well. So I feel like it's just confirming that that things can make sense and things will make sense about how to move forward with this question. And the answers are all around you. I'm seeing that. Look for signs and synchronicities as well. Could be music, could be birds, could be any of those things in nature But I'm seeing you have a lot of control in how this question plays out. And I feel like that's why there's the yes and the no. I feel like you have the ultimate control over the answer to this question in some way. And we're going to end the reading by pulling some tea leaf cards to see if there's any final messages. Oh, I got paying attention to the other two cards and dropped these. That's way too many cards. You have that in this pile, that a few of the decks just wanted to throw a ton of cards out. Okay. I think that's enough. So this was the card that got my attention. Elephant. A long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. Yeah, and it came right on a don't force the situation. I feel like this is the energy I've been getting the entire reading, that there's some sort of decision or inner, like, there's something that there's some sort of decision or, you know, thought process going on, or it could just be a long situation that you're observing. And it's not something that you can make happen tomorrow. This is something that you have to plod through. And we have that wiser at the end of this card as well, which, you know, just brings me back to the outcome where things will make sense. There'll be some radical acceptance or some new understanding of the situation by the time this plays out. And we're going to begin here. We have teardrops, great personal sorrow, and axe, forces working against you. And you know, I feel like that's why we have don't force a situation. I feel like the sorrow coming up here is because you want this to move faster or to move a certain way. It's almost like you're very set on what the outcome should be. And I think that some of you are going to change your mind on that. I don't think all of you will, but I think some of you will change your mind on the outcome that you want. And all of those forces working against you that are making you feel impatient or like you'll never get this or it will never happen, in whatever way that you want it to, the yes or the no, whatever's positive, which I will read as a yes because that's how I do my readings. But for you, it can be different. Anyways, all of those forces working against you, kind of like my aside I just gave there. I don't want to say test, but it's almost like they're stopping you from keeping your focus on this situation. Like they're taking your attention away from it. And I feel like they're all lessons, or, you know, they're all things that are kind of testing your resolve for if you want to keep this in your life, or if, like, I feel like they're testing your resolve on this question. And that's why we have her staring at it. Like, is this something that you want to keep in your life, sort of thing? Or if you want to kind of remove it with the axe. So the message I'm getting with the teardrop and the axe, we see the going beyond normal. Her eyes are staring at the eye, staring at the axe. And I feel like there's this, like, this thought process of do you still want that in your life? And, you know, the pain if you cut it out. And I'm getting that message very strongly. I think that goes back to memories too, as well, because is the situation, is it still working for you? Is it something that you should keep in your life, remove from your life? Like, that's a lot of the feeling I'm getting. And then we have a whole bunch. We have rooster, an arrogant and boastful person you should not cross. Boot, increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. Yoke, feeling tied down or frustrated. Peacock, beware of great pride. This is a interesting message. Birds might be important to you as well. But I'm also seeing that the more effort you put in to this, the more frustrated you're going to get with it, because the less results you're going to see. And this goes back to the don't force the situation. And I'm wondering if that's because there are people who will kind of push back on you and fight back with that. If you start, what's that word? Not sticking up for yourself, but if you start exerting your influence with the boot and the yoke, there's people who might fight back because that's not how you always were, or that's not what they expect, or that's just people are used to you acting a certain way. And then we come back to the great personal sorrow, because the more work you put in, for some people who pick this pile, the slower the progress is going to go. It's like you move 5 steps and get pushed back 4. But that's what I'm seeing for you guys. Please let me know what you thought of the reading. I love hearing from you guys, and thank you for watching. Hi Pile 3, and welcome to your reading. So we're going to pull the theme card for your yes or no question. Spirit, let's get some clear and concise messages for Pile 3's yes or no question. Oh wow, you got 3. That's far too many. Inspiration, 3. And we have nature, the void. Morning, the world awaits you, 40. So I'm just going to point out that we have a 3 and we have a 4. What I'm seeing with this question is that there was this huge inspiration, like an epiphany, like a light bulb went off and there was something that you wanted to do. This could be something to do with nature, but I almost feel like this thing that you want to do feels like it's a part of you, but you don't know how to access that part of you yet with the void. That there's this unknown how to make it happen, an unknown how to go after it, to hit those steps to make it happen. But this thing feels like it's part of you, like it's a limb. So there's this need, like in a desire and a drive to really go after it. And we're seeing that with the morning card, what the world awaits you. Like you can't wait to start going after it. You just maybe don't necessarily know how to get there yet. And it's almost like what I was seeing was one of those under the sea creatures with the anglerfish or whatever, with the lights hanging off them. And you're kind of following that, but you don't really know. Okay, as if you were following your light and not using it to catch things to eat. But if you're using it, it's kind of how you could only see, like with that light, you can't see anything else around you. So you don't really know where you're going in regards to this, or how to get there, or what steps to take, or who's going to be out there to help you. Now, with that said, this card also talks about that people will see you and they will come into your life to help you with this. So you won't be all alone with this. Like you may feel or fear that you are. And that goes back to like my fish metaphor, where the like-minded people will see your light and they will be guided towards it to help you. So if that energy fits your yes or no question, we're going to get started by pulling the yes or no card. I just want to start this reading by saying that how I do it is I use the yes as a positive. So I'll be reading the reading as if a yes answer is a positive and a no answer is a negative. So just keep that in mind as you move forward. If you need or want to rephrase your question so the yes is a positive, just click the pause button, okay? Let's get a clear and concise yes or no answer for Pile 3's yes or no question. Okay, so this one's also face up, so we'll take it as well. Better than expected, only if you're careful. So I feel like this is saying it's a yes, and it's going to be an amazing yes, but you're going to have to make sure that you stay on the right path and that you don't get lost in the void of uncertainty. Okay, so we're going to pull the timing. How I do the timing cards is that I'll lay 3 face down, and then you pick the one you're drawn to. Okay. If you need some more time, just give the video a pause, but we're going to start here. Divine timing. So this card is saying that it's not going to be able to give you a set time frame because divine timing's at play. Things are going to happen as they're meant to happen, and you can't speed that up. On the plus side, you also can't slow it down. So I expect there's a lot of growth happening with this yes or no question. A lot of lessons have to be learned. Maybe this is something that you're meant to do and experience. Okay, we're going to start with pile 2 now. Okay, so this is far in the future. So it will happen, but it's going to take some time and some work and some effort. And, you know, I can see that if this is something like creative, like writing a book or a specific career field, that could take years. And I feel like that's, you know, probably just the way things work sometimes. Pile 3. So this is a blank card. This to me means that Spirit doesn't or can't tell you. I like to leave a few cards in my deck when I do things like this so that, you know, there's a decline to answer, because I don't feel like anyone should be forced to answer if they don't want to. So if you picked pile 3, then it could be divine timing. It could be there's so many things up in the air, other factors that you're not aware of that are affecting it. I feel like all of these are very much far in the future. And I think that's why the void came up. The time being referenced, the length of time could be what you're being advised to be careful about, because it's much easier to do a project over 2 weeks than it is over 2 years. So now we're going to pull some cards on the outcome and some advice just to see how this will play out. Wow, you got a lot of cards, but we're going to keep them because I feel like they all came face up. So we have illusion, number 34. The in-between, 19. Flow, 43. Okay, yeah, this just really gives me being in the void energy, where you're not at the beginning of a journey, but you're not at an end, and you're somewhere in the middle of that journey. And that's where, you know, that middle part of the journey is where all of the uncertainty is, because you don't really know where you are yet in relation to how close are you to finishing it? How far have you gone? Nurturer. That's 11. Okay. Yeah. So I feel like Demeter popping up here as a nurturer is just saying this is something that you're going to have to put a lot of tender, loving care in. Oh, sorry, we're not even done the cards. I already got into the reading. So we're going to pull a few more. A higher view, 41. The land between, 40. Okay. Okay. So yeah, we're getting that between. And I think this is really just reminding you, Spirit wants to be very clear here that you're going to spend a lot of time in this in-between land where you're not going to feel like you have a map or a destination. You may lose sight of the land when you're in this phase, and this phase could be years for some of you. And Spirit's coming here just to really, really, really to make it clear that this is okay and this is normal to feel uncertain while you're moving through this period where you're not really seeing the results you want yet. It's just a journey. It's just an adventure. It's just a period in time in your life, and Spirit's really, really coming here to say that you can't let any illusions stop you or hold you back. You have to show some tender, loving care and nurture this project or relationship or whatever this is. And we got way too many cards, so I'm going to have to kind of side stack these. And then we have the higher view, which is also 41 from the 40 that was the land in between. And this card's also 40 as well. So 44 came up. And then we have 34 and 43 come up here. A 3. So it really looks like 1, 3, and 4 are really important because we have the 11, 11 here as well. And a higher view is just confirming the need to have a higher perspective on this and not get bogged down in the illusions of the mundane day-to-day life, of the daily tasks you have to do as you power through this journey. And a higher view is also about just accepting that you need to let go of assumptions and judgments about what you thought this would be at certain times or at your progress. So that's a lot of the even how seeing for the hard outcome it is of this reading. Keep going with this question when you really don't know the direction. And we have the moon, which is 32. We have the moon, 32, 5 of swords, and the sun reverse. I'm seeing with these two cards that you might have some unrealistic expectations from this question, and I feel like a lot of it has to do with the timing. I feel like it's going to take a lot longer and maybe be a lot more work than you anticipated. I'm seeing that you're going to develop a win at all costs kind of mentality, and that you're going to be super ambitious about this. So I don't think the fear is really giving up. So long as you don't give in to the, your illusions about how long it's taking. Like, don't get into that negative mindset with these cards. It's being like brought up to not give into that negative mindset. And I'm seeing with the moon that a lot of you, this is work and career related, because the moon in Lenormand is about work, career, reputation, achievement. So it could be a creative project or a work situation, something to do with your reputation, how people perceive you. The moon could also give that elusive quality where there's some hidden aspects to it. Like with the moon in tarot, it can be about listening to your dreams, not really knowing what's going on, what's happening. It could go back to the void kind of feeling where you just have to trust your intuition, even though you really don't know where to go or how to move forward. Apprentice of Raindrops, Charm. The Tower, Upheaval, 16. So the Tower is not as negative as it appears. I'm just going to make some space. We're only supposed to have one of these, so it just takes up a ton of space. So I'm seeing that you have a lot of control over this, almost exclusive control over this situation. And I know some of you are looking at those tarot cards I just pulled and shaking your head, but this card here is the things about the situation that are out of your control. And this is the Page of Cups. So what's out of your control could be the inspiration you get. It could be other people wanting to help you out. It could be maybe a lot of this is going to be in the fantasy realm, like in your head, or not quite tangible, or like in the world for a while, because this card can be pretty airy and a bit daydreamy. But with the charm card there, I'm also seeing that that's going to come pretty easy. So I feel like there's a lot of control in the situation on your part, because what you can control is the Tower. So it's almost like you can control how the situation turns out. And I know that sounds a bit counterintuitive, because the Tower is about shaky foundations being exposed, but what if you're the one choosing to expose those foundations? What if you're the one choosing to control what part of the demolition happens, and when it happens, and where it happens, and how it happens? Right? Like, if you're the one choosing to completely change your life in some way in regards to whatever this question's talking about, you know, and that could come back to the Five of Swords energy, which is, you know, the Five of Swords can be pretty cutthroat. This is someone who wants what they want. They're driven by ambition, and not in a negative way, just in a way where there could be something about this question that you want so badly that you're choosing to change an entire life foundation to get that. And that can be where the Sun reversed comes in, because it can be scary to make a major life-changing decision. Let's get some advice for you. We have playfulness and going with the flow. I don't think you have any more, but we'll give one more shuffle and we'll see. You're being advised to stop worrying, to stop trying to control the situation, and to kind of let your expectations and assumptions about this yes or no question, let them go. And I feel like the charm and the playfulness here are kind of just confirming each other, that the outside experience of this yes or no question, I don't think it's going to be negative. There is some challenging aspects in this reading, but the action of going after this yes or no is going to be, or could be, if you allow it, like it could be, if you let it, it could be a very fun experience. The going with the flow card is advising you to remember and to sink this in your mind, that this yes or no question is being controlled by divine timing. There are other factors at play in regards to this question, and if you let it, it will just take you where you need to go. So all of this fighting to make it happen, you know, ultimately it's unnecessary. And I feel like that's the illusion that you're being warned about and advised against, is that you don't need to fight and to struggle to make this happen. You can enjoy the process. You can have fun on the journey, and you will still get there. You will just have enjoyed the process a lot more. So we're going to finish up the reading by pulling some tea leaf cards to see if there's any final messages. Oh, wow. So we're going to start here. Grapes. Time to go out and have fun. What was I saying? I feel like there's nothing directly that you can do to make this move any faster, though you are the one controlling how it changes. So you have the control over how it's expressing itself in your life, but you can't really control certain aspects of it because there's other things going on, other people playing a part. You know, divine timing is here because you're being led down this path as you're supposed to be led down it with the flow card. Okay, and over here, Spear, heartache over what you no longer have. Flute, disappointment in a friend or lover. Crown, honor and respect will come to you. Okay, so I feel like this is coming out to confirm, if you picked this and you asked a relationship question, that this is answering that, and that everything is going to be okay with the Crown card. And then we have the tea leaf over here. Bouquet, compliments from an admirer. And then we have, on the timing, on the yes or no rather, the gavel, involvement with the law. So I feel like this is just like confirming, like you need, like everything is going to be amazing. It's going to be way better than you thought, but you have to be careful that you don't get lost in the in-between time, and that you don't get bogged down by this drive to put more and more effort in it to win, when all you need to do is enjoy the process. That's all you need to do, and you'll still get there. And that what is being confirmed here, everything is going to be amazing. Everything is going to be okay. Just watch out and expect and be prepared for the in-between times, like the in-between land. So that's everything I have for you guys. Pile 3. Let me know in the comments below what you did and did not like. I love hearing from you guys. And thank you for watching. Hi Pile 4, and welcome to your reading. So today we're going to do a yes or no reading. I'm going to pull the first card to get the energy and the theme of your yes or no question. Spirit, can we please get some clear and concise answers on Pile 4's yes or no question? Okay, so we have 21, beyond the mind, the heart beats. Underworld. Stars. You can manifest your every wish. What I'm seeing with the energy of this pile is that this is something you know deep down you could have. And I'm seeing that with the manifestation in the stars card here, and the beyond the mind, the heartbeats, that this is something you know it's yours. Like it's something that you could create if you were to just go out and do it. The underworld tells me that you haven't moved to make this happen. And I'm seeing there's this hesitancy coming through. And I don't know if this is because there's some fear that this is the wrong move, or insecurity that maybe you can't make this happen. Although I feel like if you pick this pile, you know that this could be yours. And this is something that your heart wants, but maybe your head says it's not logical. So if that energy fits your yes or no question, then this is your pile. We're going to start by pulling the yes or no card. Before I do though, I just want to let you know that how I will read this reading is that the yes from this deck is positive. Now, you can go ahead and keep your question if the no is positive. Just be aware that that's how I'm going to read the reading. If you do want to change your question and kind of rephrase it, just give the video a pause. Can we please have a clear and concise answer for Pile 4's yes or no question? So we have two answers coming up here. I'm not sure if they go together or not, so we'll see what we have. So we have, oh, sorry. Sometimes I put it towards my light. We have a blank card. I left these cards in because I felt that Spirit needed an opportunity to decline to answer. So this means that if you felt drawn to this one, that either Spirit doesn't want to tell you, or they can't tell you right now at the time of the reading, or I'm not the reader to tell you the answer to this. There could be more messages in here for you, but maybe I'm not the reader to give you the yes or no here. Or this could be there are other factors at play that you don't have much control over this. Okay, and then we have in a way you wouldn't expect, and only if you're careful. So there's a chance that you picked all three and that this is coming up to say, hey, there's things about this question that you don't know yet, or that maybe you're not phrasing this question like properly. Because, you know, the question here came, like what I was getting, the energy here I was getting from these three cards is it's already yours. You just don't know it yet, or you haven't owned up to that yet. Like you haven't decided that it was yours, but it's already yours. It's just like your birthright or something. And so I don't know if the question maybe needs to be rephrased. But there is a warning here, only if you're careful. So we will pull some advice cards and some other cards to see, you know, what you need to be careful about as you move forward with this. And I'm going to pull some timing cards. How I do it is I lay 3 face down, and you can pick the pile that you're drawn to. Okay. So if you need more time, feel free to pause the video. Otherwise, we're going to start here. So we have today. So that's awesome. Maybe you just needed to make up your mind. Let me know about that one, because it's always fun. Okay. Number 2, it's around the holidays. So this can be any holiday for you. It could be a birthday. And then pile 3, missed your chance. So this could really just say that there's nothing you can do to influence the timing. And it could also go back if you pick this one especially. This could just be, you know, spirit coming in to say that there's nothing you can do really to time this, like to influence the timing of it. There's nothing you can do for this question if you don't decide to go after it. And if you don't decide to go after it, then you're missing your chance to work at it and to get it and to manifest it and to have it, to move it out of the underworld into the real world, is what I'm seeing with that. It's not that you can't have it. It's not that it's, you know, you're never going to have the opportunity. It's that you need to really, you know, I want it, I got it kind of energy, right? So we're going to pull some cards on the outcome. So we have death and magic, and then we have a person, number 20. This is 29, and then death and magic is 37, I believe. The person card is the significator. I leave it in, and it often comes up for me, it comes up for a project or a job or something. I do have people cards, other people cards that come up for people. So this could be you. This could be up the project. You know, it does really remind me of this card. So this could just come up to kind of bring your attention back to the beyond, the mind, the heart beats, where this outcome as a situation is just inherently you. It's just part of you. It's just you. And the outcome is that you will have realized that with death and magic, that this is yours. And this is your right to have it, and you will have claimed it. Because look at this. She has a dot on her third eye, and then she has the moon on her third eye. So I feel like this is just you've claimed the energy by the outcome of this. Time Machine 3. And this card here, 21, is 3. Temperance. Temperance is also 14. And then this is way too many, but we'll keep them. 9 of Wands, 5 of Wands, and the Star. And Star is 17. Okay. So the outcome, this is a very clear message, and I feel like Temperance came up to be your guides or your angels wanting to appear here. This could be about balance and time, could be referenced here as well, but I feel like it's a very strong message that whatever you're defending against, like all of the work you're putting in now to keep things together, to keep things from becoming pure chaos, whatever you're doing now, all that energy you're exerting to keep things just under wraps and just held together and just from exploding, that's all going to go away. That's all going to get better. That's going to calm down, and you're not going to be dealing with that forever. The Star card here popping up tells me that this is all going to be resolved and it's going to be amazing. The Star is about optimism, hope, faith, renewal. So if you feel chained in with the underworld, do you see how the hands are sort of chained? If you feel chained in, I'm seeing that whatever that is keeping you there, keeping you from feeling like you can go after this situation, that's going to fall away. And I feel like Temperance popping up here is just saying that it might fall away on its own in some way, or it's, yeah, I think it's going to kind of resolve on its own. Either you'll find a good compromise, but I feel like it's going to kind of melt away. And the Time Machine card here, this is about breaking cycles, breaking patterns. It's about changing what's been done in the past into something new, about breaking cycles. And that underworld and that death is being referenced. So this could be an ancestral, long-term, cyclic thing coming up here and saying, yes, it is your divine right to move away from that, to change it. I'm not sure what this question's about, but that's the message that I'm seeing. Death and Magic tells me that you're going to be powerful by the end of this. Like you're going to control your fate by the end of this. Oh, wow. So we have 2 of Clouds, Indecision. Oracle of Clouds, Perceptive. 6 of Gems, Generosity. The Magician, Creation. So this card, the 2 of Clouds, is what you can't control of the situation. And these 3 are what you can control. You can't control the way it happens. With Indecision, I feel like you can't control that the situation is here. You can't control the situation. It's a dead end, I'm feeling, whatever this situation is. But you have so much control outside of that. You have people who want to help you. You have a community around you, even if you don't know it yet. There's a community around you with 6 of Gems. People want to help you. You're able to help other people as well. And the Magician tells me, and that just goes back to the Star card. That's just the card of manifestation. Like this is something that you can build, that you can have, that you're supposed to have. The Perceptive card tells me that you're able to see the connections between the community and yourself and how to merge them and blend them. And it's almost like you can get a community to rally around you. Like there's some leader qualities going on here. And I don't know how that applies to the question because I feel like that's a completely different energy than I was getting. But it's like you can affect how people around you act in regards to this situation. Like you have a lot of power in this yes or no question. And we're going to get some advice for you. Experiencing. The Fool. Okay, we're going to shuffle one more time and see if we get any more cards, but I feel like your advice Your advice is just to go after it, just to experience it, just to do it, just to have trust and faith in whatever this is. It's a pretty simple advice, but that's what I'm seeing with your advice. Okay, and we're going to finish the reading by pulling some tea leaf cards to see if we can get any more messages. We're going to give it one more shuffle. Okay. So we have Jug, lighthearted, carefree time, and that came right on the star. So I feel like if the situation is challenging and difficult right now, it's going to get so much better. It's going to become a happy, carefree experience. Like, you're not going to have to worry forever. And that's just confirming that things will get better. And we have the Stork, news of a birth or a new business opportunity. Yeah, so this could be a new relationship, a new family member kind of thing. This can be a new job, a new creative project, anything along those lines. This is just, confirming that if that's what you're asking about, then yes, this is what it's answering for you. We have Tent, temporary situation. Chair filled, someone new is entering your life. Gong, an exciting event. Okay, so if you're asking about a relationship, then this is saying that yes, it's coming and it's going to be exciting and amazing. But the chair filled can be any person. It can even be a stork kind of thing where it's a new business opportunity or a new thing entering your life. It's just saying that something amazing is coming in regards to this question. Bat, take care. Enemies are working against you. And then we have November. Now this could be someone born in November that you're being advised to take care and to watch out for. Maybe they don't have your best interests at heart. Maybe they're causing some of the conflict down here as well. So that's what I'm seeing for you guys, pile 4. Please let me know in the comments below what you did and did not like. I love hearing from you guys, and thank you for watching.